My project is called Power Lines. Most of it is an analysis of a novel by the 20th century postmodern novelist named Thomas Pynchon. The novel is called Mason Dixon, and in particular I'm addressing how the novel works with history. In particular, there's an episode that focuses on Baltimore history, and in fact one in which the York Road seems to emerge. There's an episode in which Mason and Dixon, the people who surveyed the Mason-Dixon line, which separates Pennsylvania from Maryland, it would come to be known as the most important dividing line in the United States, especially during the Civil War, mostly over the issue of slavery. But there is an episode towards the climax of that novel where the two venture into Baltimore to escape the monotony of surveying the Mason-Dixon line. And Jeremiah Dixon, who over the time the experience of surveying had encountered so much slavery wherever he had also been to Cape Town, South Africa. But his rage over the problem of slavery just kind of comes to a head in Baltimore, where he actually assaults a slave driver on the docks of the Inner Harbor, what was then known as the Basin. The slave driver is upset that he couldn't sell his slaves, but Jeremiah Dixon, as the slave driver is whipping his slaves, Jeremiah Dixon stands in between the driver and the slaves and actually steals the whip from his hands and then subjects the slave driver himself to lashings. And after that, they obviously have to flee town. That's highly illegal. And they do so on the York Road. So I think the most significant thing I learned, it's not really technical, but it was just how fun doing history can be. I've lived in this area my entire life, and I was only ever really marginally interested in local history, but this gave me an opportunity to kind of delve into the history of an area I've been living in for a very long time. And I was also working on another research project which had me in the Maryland Historical Society almost every day, definitely every week. And I found that I was really able to dig into those archives for both projects as well. It's just an incredible experience to be immersed in this world that I had lived in my entire life, but I had never really understood the history of it. The most immediate way that I think this work is helping me is that I'm currently in the process of applying for a Fulbright application. I hope to go to Japan and study the American novelist William Faulkner there. But as I was applying, I found that I had already developed all the skills that I needed to apply for a research grant. I had to type up my own grant for Fulbright as well, and these were already skills that I had honed as I was applying for my research grant here. I definitely would recommend this to anybody who goes here, because it's really a privilege. I've talked to people who have similar interests to me at different universities, and they haven't had the opportunity to really craft their own project, and especially not to get money for it. We're definitely very lucky here at Loyola to have this opportunity.